across the South Coast, live from Solent University. You're listening to Solent Sports News.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Solent Sports News. It's 3 o'clock and I'm Sid, your host for the day. To give you a quick roundup, earlier this morning, Southampton FC manager was sacked by the club following the team's poor run of form this season. The club has released a statement saying, "We now believe it's an appropriate time to make a change." To talk about it, we have got Alfie House, Southampton FC reporter for Solent Daily Echo, who has shared his views on the decision being long time in the making.
I think it was. I think the writing's been on the wall for a little while now. Ralph Hasenhüttl is the master of getting himself out of sticky situations. They've had heavy defeats. We're talking 9-0 defeats, and they've gone on runs of 1 win in 12 at the end of last season. But he always manages to pull out a result or pull out something that keeps him in the job.
We have also got Southampton reporter for The Athletic, who first broke the story, sharing his views.
I think we broke at 5 o'clock. We wanted to do it after Ralph's presser, so he didn't have to face all those questions out of respect. But it's just about being respectful and doing it at the right time. But I would have been pretty annoyed if someone broke it before us, because I like to think we've been on top of it for the last 3 or 4 months. So we're glad we got it out there yesterday, and it's up to people if they want to believe it or not.
The much anticipated UCL draw has been announced. Fans say that this is one of the best last 16 draws seen in a long while. With some cracking games to look up to, let's see what our reporter Kyle has to say on it.
Thank you, Sid. Premier League champions Manchester City will play German side RB Leipzig. We'll see a repeat of last season's final in the round of 16 this year, with Liverpool versus Real Madrid, who are the current holders of the trophy. Chelsea will travel to Germany to play at the Signal Iduna Park to play Borussia Dortmund. And Tottenham will be flying over to Italy to face AC Milan at the San Siro. The first legs of these Champions League ties will be taking place on the 14th of February. The Europa League draw also took place today. In the Europa League, Manchester United travelled to the Nou Camp to play Spanish giants Barcelona on the 16th of February. Arsenal were given a bye to the next round after topping their group. And West Ham were not involved in the Europa League conference draw today, as they managed a 100% record, winning 6 out of 6 games in the group stage, so will be in the round of 16 draw in the new year.
Thank you for your views, Kyle. In other news, English team Liverpool is apparently on sale. Fenway Sports Group has put Liverpool stocks up for sale. A full sales presentation has been produced for interested parties. FSG has looked at opportunities in the past, but decided to move against any of them. It's unclear whether or not a deal will eventually be done, but FSG is inviting other offers. Later in the week, we have got the T20 Cricket World Cup semi-finals coming up, with England taking on India and New Zealand taking on Pakistan. We have with us Neil in the studio to talk us about the team standings and the chances they have to win the trophy. Over to you, Neil.
Hi, Sid. Good afternoon. Yes, we have England playing against India, one of the biggest games of the tournament. People say that it's bigger than the final, as two teams who are the pre-tournament favourites. The bookies' favourites, however, is England going into the game, but they are up against a resilient India team who have just lost one game. All 4 teams going into the semi-final looks very balanced, and we had a surprise entry of Pakistan in the last 4, as South Africa, one of the hot favourites to actually win the World Cup, was stunned by a very resilient Dutch team yesterday, which meant a late and a very surprise entry for Pakistan. All in all, this can actually give them a second berth into the World Cup. They will be facing New Zealand, who are again topped their group with losing just one game as well in their group. A lot of people think that New Zealand have the edge over Pakistan going into the semi-final, but all eyes will be on Thursday's game when England take on India at the Adelaide Oval. Having said that, 2 of the world's best batsmen will be facing off against each other. England's opener and captain Joss Buttler will be facing off against India's talisman Virat Kohli.
Thank you for your views, Neil. In other cricket news, Sri Lankan cricket star Dhanusha Gunathalika has been charged for sexual assault allegations during the T20 World Cup in Australia. Gunathalika was arrested in early hours of Sunday morning at Sri Lankan's Team Hotel in Sydney after an alleged incident last week. The batsman has been charged with 4 counts of sexual intercourse without consent, with police alleging he sexually assaulted a 29-year-old woman on Wednesday, November 2nd. In more local sports news, Solent Rugby women's team has won against Amesbury women, and both under-18 men's and women's Solent Kesslers basketball team have won their respective matches 9-6-52, 65-31 respectively at the under-19 National Cup. That's it for today. We'll be back in an hour for more sports news.